Bittersweet Times, Part 4, No Strings Attached. The sound of the elevator calmly ascending was starkly contrasted with my pounding heart. Then the doors opened, and the sight was bizarre. The place felt lived in with its blue oriental rug that stretched the whole of the narrow hallway. Sure, the walls were white metal panels, but there were drawings and paintings along them. One was a recreation of Starry Night done in Picasso's and Dali's style. It seemed as though the melting clock style were mixed in with the stars as they melted into the starry night. It's a strange piece, isn't it? I was shocked and jumped a bit. He wore a blue button-up with jeans and a brown leather belt. His brown hair was receding, and he also wore glasses. His hazel eyes showed intensity, yet also a softness to them as well. And he wore brown leather loafers. I'm sorry, my name is Dennis, and I'll be your doctor while you're here. But like I was saying, it always catches the eye of everyone. Once my heart was beating below 130 beats per minute, I had the stamina to respond. Yes, it is. Who made it? He signaled to walk with him towards the door at the end of the hallway. By our creator, Bobby. He was the first patient. Bobby created the system to help assist the grieving process, not cure it, but help it along its way. That only makes sense. Nobody could erase grief. So what made him create this company? Dennis took his glasses off and rubbed his temple. The death of Bobby's daughter, Rachel. She was a sweet girl who was tragically killed by a drunk driver. It nearly ended his life, the grief I mean. Hence why he created us. Dennis pushed the large glass door in as we approached it, and it led to an office that wasn't sterile or clinical at all. It was messy, with papers and files all over the desk, with a large 3-monitor desktop set up and a nice walnut table. The carpet was a red shag carpet. Again, ripped straight out of the 60s, and there was his credentials and accolades all over the wall. I leaned into one of them and saw he was a licensed therapist as well. Huh. And there was a seat waiting and ready for me, a large, plush, brown leather rolling chair. Mind if I sit? He nodded. No need to ask, Michael. This place and I am here to help you. That's your trauma speaking on your behalf. You are welcome to do whatever you want, within legal and social norms, of course. He said with a sly smile and a slight chuckle, making me feel at ease, finally, for the first time all day. So how does this work? I'd never even heard of you guys till today. He pulled out an empty manila folder and wrote my name on it. What's your last name? It was something I was often asked. Gonzalez. He wrote that down with a very nice fountain pen. A nice pen and penmanship, by the way. He looked up and smiled softly. So, Michael, clue me in as to what brought you here this afternoon. I swallowed nervously. My dad, actually. His name was Thomas. He was abusive, to say the least. Dennis let me continue as he took notes on a notepad. He was a pedophile and molested me a lot as a child. And a lot I don't remember, but I know he did. I just do. Dennis pulled his glasses off and was teary-eyed. I'm so sorry to hear that, Michael. That's awful. That truly is horrendous. And he offered his hands across the table. I placed mine on his, and the feeling of his hand triggered a memory, or more so a feeling associated with it. I shuddered, and he noticed and let my hands go. I apologize if that was too much. I chuckled. It wasn't too much, it was just so kind. He smiled. Next comes the story and type of recreation you want from the psychic simulation of Thomas. Do you want him as he was, or do you want him softened a bit? You are in control and can control him in the simulation. Ooh, this sounded fun. I want him as he was, but I like the idea of control. Invert the scales. Tip it in my favor. He nodded and smiled. He typed into his computer all the notes he had taken. So, we're going to walk back to the elevator and go to the 9th floor for the simulation. Follow me. Dennis locked his computer and we walked back out of his office into the hallway. The glass door was held open by my left hand, and Dennis smiled as we walked through the door. And also, one last thing I should tell you is that there's a mandatory therapy session afterwards, just to help you decompress. How does that sound? It sounded more than fair to me. That sounds fair. Also, what is the payment method for the service? He smiled and took out a sheet of paper, and as I looked down at it, I was astounded. $1? That's it? He smiled once more. Yes, Michael, you see, we're a non-profit that works with the government to help treat PTSD and a litany of other conditions. The least we can do is to make the service affordable for all. It was Bobby's idea, after all. I folded the piece of paper and put it into my leather pocket. And when we got to the elevator, we hit the button to call it, and then waited in a comfortable silence. Okay, here we go. Dad, here I come.